Hey kids, Mark Miller here. Welcome. Let's assume right to work here. We're kind of switching over to the CardMaker. Let me right-click this, say set that as my startup project. Let's go start that up. Also, I'm going to go over to PowerPoint, and we'll just kind of talk about the things we did yesterday. I'll maybe demonstrate those as well. All right, here is our CardMaker app that we built to create cards for us because we need to be able to create a whole bunch of different cards and things like that. These are not all, these are some kind of tests that I've run before. So they're not fully fleshed out, but that's kind of what's going on here. They allow us to make some changes to some of the imagery that's around here, as well as just like the position of it, change the hue, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what's going on there a little bit. Oops, I didn't want to change the stretch. I wanted to move it down a little bit. There we go. Just about like that. So that's kind of just to refresh your memory. This is where we were here. Yesterday we were working on the secret card reveal animation. I feel like we finished that. Let's come up here. We did that. Triggered by die rolls, time passing. We don't have that one done yet. We did this, and this. So the bottom stuff is all there. Like that. And we got a small check box on this guy right there. That one's done. Still need to do this one. Okay, functionality, yeah, we're still going to do this. What about scalability? Yeah, I think this is true. We're at about 25 at a time. So that was not bad. I actually tested this yesterday with about 25 cards. And visually it was, we could process it. Oh, look who's here. Glub, glub, glub. It's his stream now. How you doing, Pudding? Welcome, my friend. About time. I was here yesterday. Let's show. Whoa! My Pudding beat me in. I don't know what's happening. Is everybody jumping in? How you doing, Coding Gorilla? Welcome, everybody. I'll give you a little overview of what we did yesterday. Let's go to Streamloots.com. Let's go into the Creator Dashboard. Manage my... Is that it? Or is it my collection? No, it's this one. And grab one of these. Test the card. Give it to a player. Should see it show up. There it is. It's a secret card. I got a button to play secret cards, saving bonus, but it'll only play the saving bonus cards. This one and the one before it. Saving bonus +1. Right there. Throw a few more out there. Really need the attack bonus. Here we go. These right here. These are visible cards. They're not secret. I almost feel like the secret card should have maybe a different color. Think about it. All right. So cards are coming out right there. I have the ability to hide and show my cards. I did notice one problem. Let's go give a bunch of these a little cutie. There's one UI problem that we start to get. Notice what happens is her cards are on display while mine are on display. We get into this problem right there, where they overlap. And I was thinking, well, I could, every other one, I could, you know, move up by the height of the card so that they don't. But also, it's kind of like up to us as you know, players to decide when we're going to bring up our cards and see them or not. So I've got a button to do that. The little cutie has a button to do that. She can drop hers down. So I wouldn't think it was that too much of a big deal. Let's see, let's bring up little cuties cards. This is what it looks like when we're going through and selecting them. The name of the person who gave the card to little cutie shows up there. When we hit the play button, it plays, and that's kind of what's going on. We've got the animation and an ability at a low level to handle a whole bunch of visual secret cards being revealed. So let me just give some of these to little cutie and give some to lady, and you can kind of see what's going on, what it looks like for all of these right here. So just load up a bunch of people with a bunch of cards, and then I'm going to hit the button on my Stream Deck, which will trigger all of the saving bonus secret cards to be revealed. And that looks like this visually. So we have the ability to handle about 25 of those at once. So what do we have the ability to do? So that's what we did yesterday. That was the animation we worked on yesterday. We still don't have the mechanics of the card yet integrated. Today I want to focus on trying to figure this out right here. This is always something that's kind of scared me because it looks so scary, you know, with the get and the put and all of that. Scary probably because I've never learned it. So that's my goal today, is to kind of learn this and make this work. There's no documentation on this either. I've got no example to start with. And I think I've done like a post or a get call, like, you know, once or twice, or maybe copied some code, but I didn't really, you know, learn it ever. Before we started over in CardMaker, I added a configuration root, ability to get the app settings JSON, so that we could get over the same thing we're getting over here. Where is it? Streamloots ID. Just calling Streamloots service. Right there. So we're going to use this to get our Streamloots ID, like that. It's a little tricky to do this because I'm considering this a secret right now, which I don't know if it's true or not, but I have a feeling it kind of is, and I probably should treat it that way. So I'm treating it as a secret, so we're going to be working with this. How you doing? There's no secrets from you. You can't know the secret.
I'm going to look at your screen and then I'm going to know the secret.
No, there's no secret here.
I think I pretty much know the secret.
You figured it out?
I figured it out.
The secret is that the code needs to be refactored. Is that what you were going to say?
Among other things,
Okay.
which I'm going to let you figure out.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. That was helpful. Karen comes in to help every once in a while on the show. Okay. So, you know, we want to make sure we don't reveal that on the stream when we're stepping through the code, that sort of thing. Which is a little tricky because we're going to be writing code to do this. The service passes in the Streamloots ID. It's just now occurring to me, I really need like this comment in everywhere this Streamloots ID thing is showing up here. Yeah. There. Let's go ahead and close down the CardMaker app for now. Streamloots service, similarly. Boom. Boom. We need that off there. We need to turn off debug visualizer because otherwise debug visualizer is going to show a whole bunch of stuff when we're stepping through the code. You put in a secure string. Oh, that's what I wanted to hear about. What's a secure string? Secure string is something that I bet that doesn't have, can't tell you what it is in debug. I bet it's got a different override. It's like a wrapper or something. Woohoo! Really, secure string shouldn't be used on GitHub. But what happens if I put a secure string in a watch window? Won't it show the value or no? I don't think so. Let's see if we got a watch. Yeah, I have a feeling that's not going to work for me unless there's a way to... Well, let's see how we're using it. Secure password. We're just flat out passing its value. I don't think that's going to work for me. I think that the debug visualizer is going to go just try and show it, and let's maybe do a test. Create a new app to do this. I need a. Where's my create a new project? I want like just a fast button to create a new test project, a new console app. Yeah, just go. This is going to be my secure string test. Create. And I'm not in TypeScript. All right, here's my hello world. What's my problem? Good. Okay, that's a good, I like that. I got a pen care. Do I have a set call? Oh, wow. How do I give it, how do I make it what I want it to be? Create, copy, disperse, insert at. Okay. There's only a single character. Wow. All right. Is that going to work? All right, let's see if we can do that. Run that. All right. What's going on with secure password? Doesn't tell me what it is. Linked is 4. All right. Okay. And then, so how do I, if it's not a string now, how do I get it back to a string? It's got to be, what, a 2-string call or something? But I assume I can't pass it. It doesn't have, it does have implicit conversion to a string. Nope, it does not. All right, so I kind of like that. I do like that part of it where we have to call 2-string on it. I like that I can't see it. That's not bad. Okay, I kind of get it. All right. So I could use that. Which I kind of like. I don't like that I can't just flat out assign it. What's the deal with this? I see. Okay. Rory's here. I'm not necessarily attempting anything with secure string, but I am looking at it from the standpoint of making this easier to step through. So instead of having the Streamloots ID being something that I might accidentally hover over and see the value of, I'm thinking about instead making that, improving that, so it uses a secure string instead. The downside to that is that, you know, at some point we're passing in this value. We need to change that to a secure string. We would need to change this to a secure string. And right here, it would be, we would need something that says secure string. We would have one piece here where we would do it. We would do like new secure string. I wonder if we can pass in a parameter to secure string. Let's see what we can do here. Let's go ahead and make the changes. Can we give it a parameter? It's going to be that. Will it take it? No. It's got an overload. What's the overload? Char value length. Yeah, no, apparently not. Is there an attribute we can apply to the variable to prevent Studio from reading it? I'm not sure. That might be the case too. Let's go take a look at that. That might exist. That's a great also it's a great point. But I have multiple problems with it. I've got it right here for sure. I need it here. And the other thing is, yeah, let's look into that because that would be good to know too if there is such an attribute. Attribute to prevent Visual Studio from showing value while debugging. No. Okay, that's not what I want. What you got? Did I miss something? You found it. See if it works. Let's look at this. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to our secure string test. Play some data over here and try to understand this. Which could be told not to display. Yeah, I like that too. That feels like actually the better way to do it. Let's first go in and let's see what we can do. Can I do it on that? I can't do it on that. It's got to be on like some sort of member, I guess. Oh, maybe I could do it on that. Hold on a second. I have a feeling I can't do it on locals. All right, let's see. I can do it there. Probably can't do it there. Yeah, something like that. So now let's go in and say field name is equal to initial value. Let's set a breakpoint and let's see what happens. Let's run it. Yep, I'm not seeing it when I hover over it. Let's see what happens if we throw this in the watch. Add watch. What's going on? Oh, because I'm in static. Hold on. It's not showing me because it's static. Flip-flopping again. I think it might be working on a specific string. Okay. Looking on the length. Yeah, I think I was just looking at that. Hold on a second. I don't want that. I want this to be this. And let's come back in. Stop debugging. All right, now, yeah, it says don't browse it, but it's totally showing me the value as I hover over it. So yeah, that's not going to help at all. What does it do exactly then if that's not doing anything? I think it's just... Yeah, I don't think so. I think our solution is our own class to do it. That's what I think our solution is. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Let's come back out here and we're going to say, what do we got in here that these are both using? D&D Core, they're both using that. I'm kind of feeling like putting this over in D&D Core. I'm okay with that for now. All right, so let's come up here, create a new class, called it my secure string. The initialization is going to take a string. And we're going to say, it's not really a secure string, but we're going to be like, like that. Let's do this value. And the only way to see it is if I have a two-string override, and I'm going to return value. So I've got the basically private storage in there. I've got this initialization. So we hover over that. That should show nothing at all. Or if we hover over it, is it going to call toString? Let's maybe do this. Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm doing this. This is a secure string. That call getStir to get the value like that. And then we're going to have a method that returns string called getStir like that, and that's going to now return the value. And that is, I think, a little bit better. Okay, so there's my secure string. All right, check the file. Boom. Let's come back over to here. We're going to bring this in as my secure string. This is the Streamloots ID. Streamloots service is going to come in and take it as well. And right here, we're going to call .getStir. Okay, like that. Now we don't necessarily need to turn off the debug visualizer anymore because it's just this one call here. I like this better. It makes me much happier. And then, did we get the final call to start? I don't think we did. Here, we're going to say new monster string and pass in that value. So we turn off debug visualizer here, and we turn it off not really here. We turn it off there. It's only 2 points we need to turn it off. So that's better. I think that's a better approach to it. Okay. Should we run it and just make sure those changes didn't impact us? Let's do that. We'll take this, we'll close it down. Come over here, switch our startup application back to the Dungeon Master app. Start it up. The test for this is to come over here and send some cards. Thanks, kids, for helping me out with that. How are we doing? Where is it? Is it started up yet? There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Play card. We get it. All right, cool. So that's still working, and I feel better about it. That is better. Makes me happier. Okay. I'm going to close down that app and start it separately, standalone. So we'll do that. So I've got a web request call out here, and I think this is what we're going to need to do. I think. Jeff Blankenberg, rating with a party of 13. Thanks, Jeff. Nice. Welcome, welcome. We are trying to connect to, welcome, everybody. How was your stream, Jeff? And Smoothie's here. like looking empty over here, so I brought some friends. What's the movie? We're working on cards. Is what we're working on. We're working on. You should use HTTP client instead. Okay, good. That's the kind of help that I need, kids. That's exactly the help that I need. Hold on just a second here. Why do I still have cards there? It's on screen because there was something on screen before. I think I have to give myself a card to get rid of that one that's on there. Let's try that. There we go. And then now I can get rid of them. There you go. All right, cool. So we're working on cards and connecting with Streamloots. And so these are the cards. These are going to be played during a Dungeons and Dragons game for another stream that we've got out here on this channel called Dragon Humpers on Twitch. And so here we go. Let's throw it. So the idea is that as we're playing, people can give cards out to the players, and then the players can select a card and play it like that. And then it'll have whatever impact it has on here. Something like that. We can also play the secret cards too, where they're revealed what they are. That's going to happen automatically. So that's kind of where we are. Right now, I've got chat teaching me how to do this stuff right here. It's something I've never been formally trained on. I've seen it once or twice, and when I saw it, I was like, what? Why do you have gets and puts and posts and all of that? So I'm like about as noob as you get in this. So chat's totally gonna be helping me out on this. And we start out with our first clue from chat, which was don't do web requests. Where is it? It's use HTTP client. Jeff Blankenberg says, always good building a big trivia game for Alexa and made some excellent progress. I did not know that Alexa was extensible and could load up apps, which is what it sounds like it can do, Jeff. That sounds very cool. That sounds super cool. All right, thanks again for the raid. All right, so step one, I need to go look at HTTP client. That's what I need to look at. All right, so let's go figure that out. Let's go over into the code, jump over to CardMaker. Get over here. And I've got, so I added the configuration here so we could kind of get the same kind of data that we already have. So I put the app settings out there, so in case I need that secret data, I've got that there. So let's see, what do I want to do next on here? I think I want to create a class that's going to do this kind of communication and work in here. And we're going to call this the class, we're going to call this the Streamloots. I think I might call it the Streamloots service. It's kind of a service again. It's different from the one before that I created. And this is in a different project right here. So I think I'm going to do it. It's in this namespace, a different project, different namespace. I think I'm going to call it Streamloots service. And HTTP client. I guess it might make a good idea to come in here and throw in the words tutorial, something like that. Watch Mark learn. I would go to Streamloots client if it's consuming their API. I will take every suggestion you have. I will totally do that. Yes. Is this it? There it is. We're going to rename this to Streamloots client. These are great choices, guys. I think this is perfect. How can we go wrong with this kind of guidance? I'm going to throw out a C# in there. Okay. Do I need async on here? I'm not sure about this yet. All right. Got post. Okay, I love this now. So I've got post async, I've got get async. Those are corresponding over to these guys right here, my get and post calls. So I'm feeling good about that. I guess my next question though is, do I follow the examples here? It looks like I want to do this. The await here is what I want to do. All right, so that's going to refresh. We're going to refresh my memory on doing await coding too, because I did that once, and I'm like, not doing that now anymore. I haven't done that in a while. So let's see what we can do here. I think this is returning a task, and is it task of string like that? And so this is going to be something like get. And what do we want to try to get? Well, that's also kind of, we need to figure out, well, which one of these we need to call in here. What I want to do is I want to be able to upload a file, upload an image for a card to create a new card is what I want to do. And I think they were called sets. I was looking at this one. Post, create a new set. And it looks like that is what it looks like. Request body. So I guess we'll say, let's start with this. So it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what this is. This is an example value. Is that what that is? The ID just says string here. That's the type of the. Is that true? No, that's the value of it. Wait. Oh, I see. It's putting the word string in quotes. Tell you that this is example data that will be filled out, I think, later. Okay, I think my first attempt is to try to create a new set, although let me try one more search here. Create a new set pause, set resumption, loot order, set. It would just have the words new card, nope, new cards there.
Hello.
Hey, have you been following me the last couple minutes?
Little bit. I know you're targeting a REST API, and yeah, this is your Streamloots stuff.
Woo! I'm an official programmer here. I got REST API.
Yeah.
I tend to do all this code by hand, but you may want to consider using something like REST client NuGet. Really? Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go for that right now.
I gotta say, I'm curious about that. I've not heard of that before. That sounds like an interesting one.
I'm going in. You can't stop me now. Let's do it. Where's my manage NuGet passages? There it is right there. Let's browse for REST client. We're going for it. Let's install it. Let's see how easy or challenging this is going to be. So I've got this. That's my handy tutorial page on how to do this. I've got my REST client. I'm going to get another lesson in async today. Says it's a debugger. Is this the same thing? That's no, it's something different. What am I looking for? I want to throw in the words maybe nougat in here. Okay. Looking for a little more detail than just this, like a README. Same documentation. Well, quick start. I'll take that. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay. All right. Maybe I can figure this out by the end of the show. We'll see. Okay. What's going on over here? Still installing? There's a lot there. Okay, looks like we had no errors after all of that.
That's always nice.
All right, so let's go back over to the Streamloots client and let's see what we can do in our quick start. It's gonna maybe, let's just throw something like this at it. Just needs to go to REST client. No, why doesn't REST client? Oh, no, this isn't CardMaker. REST client is there.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why it's not seeing that as a thing. It's just REST. Okay. Now, still can't be found. What's my problem? Do I have the wrong documentation? RESTclient.net? Something's wrong. Let's see if these are...
Let's have a look and see what's in there in the object browser.
The object, oh, okay, right here.
We can sort of drill into it and see what namespaces it maybe contains or objects.
REST.configuration. REST.logging. So I'm trying to see if I can figure this out. I'm going to say no. I've got the wrong
I think
documentation.
we've got a mismatch, haven't you? And yet the documentation looks kind of like, you know, how you'd like it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm like, all right, so let's go figure it out. So REST client, it's REST client. Let's try throwing a few more of these in.
Oh,
here.
hang on. If you switch back to IDE there a second, I thought I saw something that indicated... or maybe not. I was going to say something that indicated that it was the same thing. I think it was in Melbourne Dev, as like it was in the... maybe I just imagined that, though.
No, I'd say it's not there. I think some mystery monster bot, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
So REST client, REST dot... What is it, logging? Is that what it was? Did I get that right? REST.logging, REST.serialization. C#. So we find something. I don't know. Any better? That feels like maybe better. Exception not found? Really? That's the name of your website. Okay. All right, let's maybe use IntelliSense. So I'm finding dead ends over here.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We're going to say, let's... Look at only classes here. Got a class called REST Client.
Sure.
All right, maybe something new I can search for out here. REST Client, C#, NuGet. Give me something, guys. Help me out. This is what I installed. What did I install? It was 3.0021.
You've got something by Logistical Labs.
It's this. So it is this. Did I? Yeah, just clicking this just reloads the page.
Yeah, this feels like a... Oh, Code and Gorilla says there's a different package called RESTclient.net that matches the tutorial you found.
Kevin Evans says, unfortunately, I'm a bit on my own as well. Taking notes, though. You want me to go back?
Looks like that 4.1.0, the second entry there, may be the one we intended to get.
Wait, what did he say? 4.10? Oh, that's what
maybe.
We
See, it's a subtly different name.
Yeah, that's what we found the documentation to. All right, fine. All right, I'm backing out. I've never been, afraid to back out of a questionable decision on this show. Yeah, okay. Are we done uninstalling? I think we are. Okay, let's go. Oops. Let's go back into NuGet. Try one more time. RESTclient.net. Only 85,000 downloads, but so about 1/8 of the others, I think.
It's just really disappointing that didn't appear particularly high up anyway in the previous list that searched for REST client.
Yeah, maybe
it feels like it should have been one of the things there, but
yeah, maybe it was a download count though.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
All right, we'll give it a shot. See what we can do here. All right, it says it's ready. It got it installed. Now let's go to the Streamloots client. What do I got? Not the clipboard stuff I wanted. We'll go back over to documentation. Quick start. Looking for a stand-up meeting. Be right back. Okay. Let's see what we got now. This needs rest, I think. Help me out. Come on.
I reckon REST client.
Well, then their sample code's not working. Oh, it's rest.rest client. You mean up here?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't even find it. That's what it was. That's what you're trying to tell me. Thanks, Roy. So now client should go away. No. .net. Client.
Right, okay.
All right, fine.
So net has formed a part of the net. That kind of makes some sense, I guess.
All right, I'm okay.
So we'd put the .net there, yeah.
I'm going to be all right. I'll be okay, Rory. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. What do we got here? Nobody knows what the Newtonsoft serialization adapter is. What's that?
I don't know about the serialization adapter, but Newtonsoft is very good at JSON to and from strings deserialization, serialization. So we use this over the wire for some of our other stuff, don't we?
Here's the same question. Where should I get it?
I feel like this maybe already we're using in Signal R related things. Maybe I'm wrong.
The adapters are not included in the main library because they depend on external dependencies like Luton and Newtonsoft. For a sample project, you'll see example usages there. All right, fine. Okay. What am I doing now? Do you want to try doing Newtonsoft?
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
Why wouldn't they get it from here, though? Could it be that this is incorrect? That it should be that?
I'm wondering if we have to write the Newtonsoft serialization adapter, which inherits from a base class or interface provided by Newtonsoft. I wonder if lower down in the documentation there's some kind of allusion to that.
It does say you can find some example adapters here.
Yeah, hang on a second. You're looking at comments now for the previous thing we were looking at. Still that Melbourne developer again.
Yeah, but it's still no. This is I don't think so. This is Christian Finley. This is the right spot.
Oh, so the other guy's just coming to comment. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but the comment was, where should I get the Newtonsoft serialization adapter class? And he says you can find some example adapters here. Not because you can depend on certain dependencies. If you want a sample project, just use examples. So I need to create it. You're right. Oh my gosh. Maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I'm backing out of this too. I think I'm backing out, Rory, and I'm going to go with just straight on. Oh, you're okay with that? All right, fine.
I'll follow you, bud.
Rory's like, cool. Okay, whatever you want to do, man.
Well, right. I mean, it's a case of how far do you go down the rabbit hole before you decide, oh, well, we're going to get stuck and we need to go backwards. So there's always that point.
Part of the problem is I'm not sure yet what benefit it's getting me. So I'm going to go.
Right. Well, okay. So what is REST? REST is, to my understanding, the quality or the piece, if you like, in a browser where you've hit enter on a URL or you've hit the button in a form that you're posting, and now you're sending a communication. You're sending that request over the wire to a server. Okay, and then you'll get a response. And the question then is, what do you do with that response? Because it's going to be text on the way back, right? That's still the way the web works, right, broadly speaking. So we're hoping that there'll be some structure to the text. And from what I remember seeing in your REST API documentation for Streamloots, I feel like JSON is coming back over the wire.
Yeah.
Okay, so structures of that nature.
I'm seeing the same thing. We send this, and we get back something like this.
Yeah, so if we don't go with something that handles this for us, some Newtonsoft, some REST API kind of thing, we're going to get that back as text, and we're going to have to turn it into objects.
I'm not worried about that. That's just a simple, deserialize from JSON, and we'll create our own object on it, I think, as well. Although we could create something that allows access by passing in a string. In other words, we could essentially just create a dictionary like here. And then when we get to this, we'd have to figure that part out. So is that what the library gives us? Is that what it's
I suspect.
Doing? Okay.
I mean, it'll also do sensible things like translating of data types. So, the thing is a string rather than a number or a date or whatever. At some point, you'll probably find that you can reach an API that says, get me the image, and back comes a base 64 string, which we'll have to decode in some fashion. I don't know how much of this will necessarily be catered to by any such library.
All right.
But yeah.
All right, well, let's dig in. Let's, at the very least, I think what we should do is this. First step is, let's create a new set. Let's see if we can just do this. It seems somewhat simple.
Sure.
Unit price cannot be lower than minimum unit price. Interesting. So I have to fill out these values. Is what it looks like I need to do. I believe, by the way, Rory, and here's the thing that, I'm coming in here with a fair amount of optimism.
Cool.
But the optimism is probably totally unwarranted. It's based pretty much entirely on ignorance.
Sure.
Mainly ignorance is what it's, the optimism is founded in. So, and so part of this is I haven't seen anything that says, like if I do cards, I can do card activations, card orders, people list of cards belonging to a set. Okay, so set, I think we need to create a new set because I want to be able to post cards to it, is what I want to do. Add cards to it. Update set cards partially. Create one or more new set cards. Aha! So
my feeling is that the verb, which is the post, put, get part, of the available possibilities, get is inherently the simplest to do, because what happens is you say get. It is still an instruction, but it only needs the URL normally.
Okay. Well,
yeah?
we could. Yes, we.
And then you get a response from that. Now, when you're doing a post, you have to target a URL. That's true, but you also have to include a body and send that body.
I get that. So let's see if we can find a get that gets us the sets, because I need to know the set ID before I can call. Where did we find it here? It was update set cards partially, create one or more. This one right here, post set ID cards. So
can we infer any of that data from your just messing manually in the page?
I don't
know.
know.
That makes any sense.
I'm not sure.
So is there anything on here? Because you've got some cards in some sets, albeit maybe experimentally.
I believe this deck is what they're calling a set. This level 1 deck is what I believe they're calling it. If I go in here to is it manage collections, and I click on here and choose edit collection. Yeah, unfortunately, no URL hints are coming up here, but I have the name, a category.
Is anything happening in the network tab of the developer tools? Where, is the page making AJAX calls back to the server, which might be doing some of this?
You're so smart, Rory. I don't know. Let's see.
I know enough keywords to sound like I know what I'm doing.
Good job. I'm going to learn those keywords. All right, one more time. Edit collection. Something happened here. I saw this.
So you can click on that, and that's a request that the browser's doing in background. So not one via the main URL bar. And let's see, what else have you got?
I can't tell which one was first.
Top one was first. That's your page, I think.
Okay.
That's weird. That's Facebook, it said. That can't be right, can it? It is.
Looks like I subscribed to something on Facebook.
Wow. Okay, that I did not see coming.
Let's try again.
Right, but in each case, so when you highlight something, you can switch between the headers, the preview, and the response. See, just to the right of that.
I see.
Okay, so some data available on that. Maybe the interaction you didn't actually.
Oh, look here, Rory.
Pause. There we go.
On the first page load.
You got a GUID. You got.
That might be something.
Feels like it's reaching out for a CSS file to style itself with.
Yes. Oh, you're right. So.
It's tricky because there's no guarantee that it's doing what I'm suggesting and that it's trying to find.
All right. Okay.
Maybe we've yet to find the right request, shall we say? In fact, actually, that's interesting. Do you see a little higher up than the blue on the right? There's a choice between all, XHR, JS, CS. A bit higher again. Yeah, the XHR I think is the communications behind the scenes, if you like. This AJAX styley. There we go. Coding Gorilla's saying the same thing. We haven't yet seen requests of that nature. That's okay. That is.
I got something that says ID.
Type custom. If you scroll across that, do you see anything? More. Oh, there's some human readable text there.
I got a lot of stuff in here.
Need an extra challenge while doing your next slide, level up. So that sounds like an advert being inserted. Maybe we're still on Facebooky things here.
No, I don't think we are on this one. This one's Streamloots API. Streamloots.com. Free gift. Okay. Some unlockable thing that's coming in here. Sets. Rory. Sets. ID.
That looks like JSON data.
Cards.
Okay.
Nice. This is text that I added for a card. So that is what? That's a get?
There's a preview tab we're being told about. Coding Gorilla says if you click that, it might format it nicer. There we go. The sort of tree-like expandability.
Okay. Yep, that's my card.
Right. So my understanding is that the browser the JavaScript in the browser executed this API, this get call,
Yeah.
which starts, I believe, with the word sets. So we can maybe go look that up in documentation. And as a result of that, plus whatever parameters were in that URL, or possibly a post, because it may have been a post, I'm not sure. This is the data that came back.
Right. So here, look, sets.
There we go.
But this was a get, right? Am I looking for get on sets?
I am unsure.
I don't see a get in this
We
group
maybe
of
have
sets.
to analyze the request itself a little bit more to... I'm not so used to Chrome for sort of dissecting such things.
Here it is.
That's fine.
Get, sets, set ID, retrieves a list of sets, cards belonging to a set. All right, look,
Okay.
at this point, we know the ID. We've got a get call. Let's see if we can make that get call work, just like we saw, where is it? Here. So we're basically doing, I guess this is the ID right there.
Yeah. Now, it's worth noting that it may not be enough just to sort of hurl the URL at them and say, please give us data, because we may need to prove who we are. And I know that's sometimes done by means of the headers, which we do have in another tab there, so that might be useful to us. I don't know.
So
but we can do this bit by bit.
I'm going to be like this. So we're going to say, we're doing it bit by bit. So this is like set one ID. We know that is true. We know, wait, where is it? I guess it's just right back. It is, I thought that there was here's the headers right here.
Okay, so...
I think that's how we're going to call it.
That feels like... Now,
us.
if that's true, and if that doesn't need any kind of authentication, we might be able to just formulate a URL, put it in the browser and hit enter, and get data back in a very similar way.
Yeah, although I think it does, because when I tried in here to do it, although I didn't actually punch in that ID, let's see what happens now. I think we got an authorization. Try it out. There it is. Execute. Error, invalid credentials, although I don't quite understand this.
Okay.
Because it looks like this is the response, but then maybe that's the response as well.
Are these possible responses rather than the actual ones?
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like they are almost a little bit. Where's I hit execute, but I'm not seeing the actual response back. Yeah. And I can't tell if it's here.
Coding Gorilla has agreed with me on one of the points. I'm not sure which one. Maybe that those are the possibilities.
Coding Gorilla, thanks so much, by the way. I totally learned like a ton. Right, and you too, Rory. Thanks so much by clicking on the XHR, which I don't know what that stands for. Those are the possible responses. The actual response is the 401.
Okay, cool.
All right. So we need to authenticate, and I don't know if there's a way to authenticate here.
I'm going to assume that if this is documentation, it should be here somewhere on the page. You know, there's something fairly high up the list that says, here's how you log in and get a token of some kind.
Got it. Thanks so much, Coding Gorilla. XML HTTP request is what XHR stands for. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I put that there. That's what I think the URL is. So we are now looking at, it's throwback to the old Ajax days. Okay, so it's HTTP client, I think is what it is that we need to create. We need an example with that code. I think we already had a page with that example. Okay.
That's one, yeah.
All right, and we need a get is what we need to get example.
And this is a nice handy object because if it does what I think it does, it'll let us set the URL we want to go to and any header specifics that we need. And then we say, send the request, get the result, and it'll worry about all the formatting and stuff, which is quite nice.
Okay. Why does it get, what's my problem here? Oh, I need the word async. Is that what I need? Like that. And this is because I don't have a response yet. Okay, what is my problem with using? feature using declarations is not available in C# 7.3. Use language version 8 or higher. I really not have 8 or greater on there. Solutions for CardMaker properties.
Is it just not the idea that we're not ending our using?
You think that's what it is?
Well, I know that the should we say syntax has expanded over the various versions, but you know, if you're doing using from a perspective of disposing, we're not ending that. So
I think we are ending it. Yeah, you can end. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, it wasn't in parens.
Okay.
That's weird.
Maybe I'm
That's my problem.
on a
maybe?
false trail of some kind.
Maybe. Like that. Yeah, I'm with you, Coding Gorilla. Thanks for that. Yeah, it looks like that. Let's throw that up there.
Okay, making some gains there.
A little bit. Let's throw this out in here. And I think we're going to get that 401 error is what I think we're going to get. And wait, let's go back to this.
If we look at the documentation, we should see, look, see the big black highlighted line and the one underneath it? It's a little lower. One of them is using curl, which is kind of like a please make this request, but I don't have a browser. The one underneath it is the full URL you were using, so it's including the parameter that you've given it, i.e. the set ID. So that's maybe the combination. That's the URL we actually want.
Interesting.
You've got a base that's combined with a specific.
So over here, it was this that was used on the request URL for sets.
I suspect there are multiple endpoints.
Okay.
One with where you don't give it a specific set, and one where you do. Now, you're absolutely right. As a result, that means that what we've already got is still completely legit. Maybe we'll build up to the other one.
All right, so let's duplicate this, and let's go to there, to this one. And then turn content dot, what is it? What is it? Is it just it's just a string? Is that all content is? It is. Oh yeah, get string async is what we're calling. Okay, so there is that get call. This basic URL is going to be pages. That's the one that I commented out. That's the one I commented out. That's this one.
So,
What's interesting is that how am I passing this in? Oh, I'm passing it in just there because I know the ID. I think normally maybe if I wanted to get a list of sets.
See, I think that first one, that's the green one, is if you're going to make a brand new one, and you see how it's very similar to the one after underneath it, which has additional information. So there's variations on a theme, all of which are starting with the sort of sets base URL almost. There's a lot of options there for what comes back.
Yeah. And there's nothing I think that gives me an actual list of sets in the sets group. There's not. There's the only get that's in there.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that means the burden's on me to get those numbers, the correct ID. But we do have retrieve the list.
Yeah, create, retrieve. Yeah. But you still need the set ID. That's true.
Get set ID cards. So that's what I want to do. Did I get that all the way down there? Yeah, cards. So that's what I want to get. I want to execute this is what I want to do. I guess I'm going to say Meister is equal to call to get. Wait. Let's see. No, yes, no, what's my problem here? There's an async method. That's my constructor. All right, let's. What is the can await in a constructor? Okay, fine. Test get that. do this? I think I can. So we can set a breakpoint there. Let's see what happens when we run it. This is in Streamloots Client, Solution Explorer. If I set this as my startup project, let's give me some code running, code working. So my guess is we're going to get some problem with our authentication. Oh, because I'm never creating an instance of it. My bad.
Okay.
All right, let's kill it.
Mind you, even if we get that as you say, that lack of authentication, that's still good, because our first level of success here is communication with the server, a response of any kind saying that we've managed to get some kind of conversation started.
Yes.
Then we can introduce ourselves properly by means of some kind of header or whatever it turns out to be, and get some meat in the conversation, so to speak.
I agree. Okay, so we're going to initialize Streamloots client. Do that. All right, so let's run it again. Just get a breakpoint this time. Okay, cool.
Okay, that is a 401, the same as we got previously, so...
Unauthorized.
Okay. Like I say, I think that's still a success of sorts.
How do we get authorization?
Well, I'm thinking in the documentation page where we did the inline sort of request, somewhere on that page is a way of telling it credentials so that those can succeed. Yeah, here.
This page.
So maybe somewhere a bit higher up. I'm thinking we need to set a header, because it feels weird that every one of their examples would fail in that way.
Oh, look at this. There's a button up here that says authorize.
Ew.
Available authorizations. Bearer auth.
Huh.
I don't know what this means.
Get one of those. That must be associated with your account. Sometimes I've seen this. So what happens is you've got an account, and then you make an application, and then you maybe make credentials associated with that, and it's so that you can authorize access to only certain APIs. Sometimes less complicated than that, but.
Right, is that what it was called? Bearer auth. Yeah, I don't have a token. Not for Streamloots. Streamloots authorization token. Auth token.
I mean, this is going to have to be the sort of thing that is associated with your account.
Yep, I know. I'm going to have to close it down. Now, I did get, in the other one, hold on. Already we're getting the alerts by connecting with these guys using, let's go look at that code, because that code I had as sample code. Streamloots service. We set the ID that comes in. That's our secure string that we just changed. We pass it in as the ID as the second parameter to the web request.create. And that's all we need to be able to get. I guess what I'm wondering is, do you think the same thing would work with the HTTP request instead of this?
Where did you get the ID from? The one that's you're not showing obviously on screen. Where did that come from? The value of it?
I don't know. I don't remember. But it's inside my secrets file because I thought it might be secret. So
no, that's fair enough. That's probably true. What I'm thinking is that you, Mark Miller, have an account, but you might have an account that is there for multiple purposes. So you might have a Dragon Humpers section, and you might equally come out with a Dev Express section, and you might want to make different applications that are allowed to access different parts of that. So conceivably, not for certain, but conceivably they might, have a part in their web pages that says make bearer token for named purpose, and now you can use that in association with some stuff. I think we did this when we did Google Sheets. We had to get a token from them.
Yeah,
which we associated.
Yeah, my sense is that may not exist. I think we just did a search for getting a bearer token, getting I don't know, a token. Who's getting token? Streamlabs, not Streamloots. Yeah, it's not like easy, I think, to find, is my sense. It may not.
It's not. I'm doing a search here as well. It's not so obvious.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I don't want to try because I don't want to copy things to the clipboard and sequence the clipboard and paste them in. So.
Okay, so let's go there. So this is weird. I'm not logged into anything, and yet I found my way to the API Streamloots.com page, same as you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, type in whatever you like and click authorize. That cannot be right. Obviously, we've got to get that from somewhere else.
Get you mean the bearer token? You mean we have to get that token? Yeah. Yeah, and well, we could also do, I suppose, this. Look for the word token at token. Was it site? Streamloots.com. We're probably going to run into some problems there. I keep getting here, but that does not feel good to me. Yeah, that's just that name right there. For the authorization. Yeah, nothing. Nothing there either. Yeah, just good shield bearer. Yeah, so nothing is what I'm getting on there. I'm wondering, is there, so I do have this my ID, right? And like I'm saying, back over, in this other example, we use that ID in the web request call. It's a second parameter. That's it right there. And so
if you can find a way of passing it in there without broadcasting it on the stream, you certainly can't lose anything that way.
I think that's what I'm going to try to do. That's what I think I'm going to try to do. So let's go into Get, and let's come in here and say secure string. Going to be my ID, or it's my secure string. Okay, and then we're going to come in here and say this, comma, that, dot, get stir. That's my second parameter. It doesn't allow a second parameter.
A developer API link up there.
What'd you give me?
Oh, that can't be right.
Yeah, no, I saw this.
What API? No, we don't have an API. Oh
Yeah.
no! Don't look at that API we've
Yeah, no, I
clearly
get
not
that.
got.
No, I know. And what is this though? This is like, okay, that's about a year old.
It is.
No, not helpful. Send my feedback. Come on, guys. All right. Yeah, it's not the answer I wanted. Yeah, no. Well, yeah, exactly. Okay. It would help to be like, do something like this. I did not know how I got that idea. I'm not sure where I got it, but I thought, this looks important. My guess is they're in the process of building the API, but it's not ready for public consumption. Yeah, well, I'm going to still consume. I'm going to try. I'm fighting it is what I'm doing. The problem is, look, if I haven't made this abundantly clear, the problem is I have like no experience with HTTP client, GET, or set. So it's hard for me to figure out exactly what I need to do to make this work. I think once before I've set up like my authorization in a header. I feel like I've done that once before, and there's some call to be able to do that. It's, I don't know. Is there something here, like a header call to add header?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If we can't convince their web page to pass a bearer token to their own site, then it seems a little unlikely that we can convince our code. I mean, what we've got is good, right? We're reaching, I think, the correct endpoint for getting some stuff, but we haven't managed to prove that their site, however nicely looking it is, has successfully managed to do the same thing.
You know what? I think there's a really good point, Rory, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that to the clipboard, and I'm going to grab the setting on another monitor, and we're going to try and make this thing work here. Scroll down there and look for authorization header in that XSHR request. Okay, that's a good example. Let's look at that. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to move. Okay, in the XHR request, scroll down and look at the authorization header. I'm not seeing an authorization header.
So it's the request headers it'll be in. It'll be something in this.
Oh,
so
look
we've
at
got
this. Authorization bearer.
Bearer. So that's the token they sent. Ah, yes. That's the one they sent for themselves.
Great. So
there's no way, surely, that we can just steal their... I mean, it won't be valid necessarily for very long. It's the sort of thing that's likely to time out after 5 or 10 minutes or what have you. But if we've used it within that time frame... Yeah, there we go. Coding Gorilla, short expiration. But it could give us proof of concept. In fact, if we were to interact with the page in a normal fashion, then very quickly come and steal that value and insert it into the other web page as the bearer token or into our code.
Oh, neat.
Then we could maybe do a proof of concept.
So we could grab this right here. Maybe not now because it's not recent enough.
Yeah, that one's probably quite old. And I suspect you need the phrase bearer because it's everything after the colon that's likely to be the actual value.
Like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Look at that. I'm authorized. Suckers!
Yeah. Okay, so if there's no timeout, maybe we can just push with the same button we did before.
Right, and if there's no timeout, I've just given my key away to everyone probably as well. But, okay, so that is interesting. Let's see, sets.
So we're in sets, and that's the post, but you had to get a little further down, didn't you?
Get.
Right,
execute.
so just, yeah, that maybe didn't work quite so.
Said it was authorized, man. Come on.
But there is that caveat that might have been an expired token.
Yeah, maybe. All right, you want to try tickling it a little bit? letting it go in there, and
Yeah.
let's close that down. Come back up here. Can I clear these? I can't. So I'm just
Yes, I think. Ooh, I'd have said you could. Up a little higher, there's a no entry sign. Is that the one? Maybe.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in. Edit collection. I have the
So
ID.
we want
that's
to
the
wait for
Facebook.
something to show up with the word sets in it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe a refresh? Whoa.
Okay, that's a lot of base
I got
data, I guess.
I'm not seeing sets in here, though. Seems like they're alphabetically arranged. No, maybe not.
Didn't you try to edit something before? And then...
Yeah, I don't know. Let me clear it. Let's see what I did here. Manage collection. Oh, manage
There's
collection.
the sets. There we go. Right, race against time now to steal some kind of a token.
Copy. Let's go back up.
Do you get that feeling like
Authorize.
we're ace hackers attempting to work?
Go. Says I'm authorized. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Execute. Yep, same issue it looks
Wow.
like. Did the ID change? That's unlikely. Right.
Coney Gorilla says you can paste the token into the link he's given us, jwt.io, to determine the expiry date. This is apparently a standard for this kind of token.
Paste it here. Right? Okay. Copy that. Do I need the word bearer?
Maybe I was wrong then. Maybe we don't need that. Mac, that could be what's getting in our way.
Minus the bearer. I took it out. It still says invalid signature, though. Is that true or not? I'm going to take out the 8 and add it back again. Let's paste it now. Yeah, it's just invalid signature.
That said, it did pull a few pieces out there.
Try one more time. Grab just that.
Because it pulled the phrase Streamloots out on the right there. Payload data, ISS streamloots.com.
And
So
that's-
it
There it
knows
is, right there, yeah.
something.
If you don't have private key version, you can read the rest.
Okay.
It says Coding Gorilla. Okay.
Expires. There's an EXP there. What's that? Yeah,
It
that
says
feels like a...
Tuesday, December 29th?
That's old.
2020.
Wow. When did you get your time machine?
I don't know. Monday, December 8th, Tuesday, December 9th, 29th.
So inherently out of date, even though it's allegedly working in the browser.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Cody Gorilla says, haha, so that token lasts forever. Wait, why does it last forever?
It's 2020, you
It's
know?
expired
Did I
already.
miss? Expired, yeah.
It's last year. Okay. That's interesting right there. Let me do, okay, December 21.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in here. I just want to add get JSON web token expiry. Done. Okay. All right, what do we need to do? What do we, so this is not working here, but we could potentially add this request header, I think.
The one thing I can think of doing is maybe don't put the word bearer in the copy that we are testing in the web page. I had assumed that was necessary, but we've just seen it work without that in the
Alright.
decryptor.
All right, let's give it a shot. Authorize, log out, paste. It's not there.
Okay.
Authorize. Okay, it says it's authorized. I have a feeling this is maybe not really
Yeah, it's not
working.
the most reliable phrase that we've seen.
Yeah. So let's close down this post. and get to the get and try it now. No, still the same.
Okay.
There's the authorization method. The token is a parameter. So not apparently working here. But just because it's not working here doesn't mean it won't work in the other. Is that possible that there's maybe some bugs or issues here?
Possible.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Unlikely,
I mean,
though?
after all, we're apparently authorized, with no matter what we put in there. So I wouldn't necessarily guarantee it to be bug-free elsewhere.
Wait, let's see if that's true. I thought, let's log out. Whoops. Let's
Authorize Mark Miller.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cunning security design feature designed to frustrate those who are trying to hack the system.
Okay. That was very cunning of them to do that.
So yes, you're correct. If we attempt to put a header of the same value as we saw the browser do, and we do it in the same format, we are definitely, we're guaranteed to be more closely mimicking what the browser does. And if the browser was allowed to do it, then we are more likely to be allowed
Right.
ourselves.
I'm totally with you on that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go open up a secret file on another monitor.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna hit a button here for a second. We're gonna do the be right back, and I'm gonna do this, and I'll come right back once I've pasted it in and then destroyed my clipboard as well. Give me 1 second to try this out. Okay, I am back. I'm hitting the author. I've got it on the clipboard now. Hitting the authorize button. Throwing it in there. I have absolutely no feedback at all because it just still says I'm authorized. Right?
Yep. You and everyone else in existence.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm trying to do the execute call on the other page, and it's the same error.
Okay.
It's the same error. That's what we're looking at right there. So
there is no value that we can find that we can make this page succeed with.
that appears to be true.
Now that could be the value's fault, or it could be the page's fault,
Yes, I'm
or it
with
could
you.
be both.
I'm pretty sure that it just sets the authorization header to the test request. It's not actually doing anything. Yeah, is the other possibility. Yeah, I'm doing one more try by putting the word bearer in front of it just to see. Nope, nothing else. It's the same. It's the same dead.
So are we able to compare the XHR request using some dummy text, let's say, just the word bearer like you suggest, that happens when you push execute, and compare that XHR request with the one that we know succeeds, just to determine, is it doing an equivalent operation, I guess?
Yeah, I'm happy to take a look at that. Hold on a second. I'm just filling my clipboard history with a bunch of stuff, so just reducing the risk that all comes up. Okay, yeah. So let's do that. If you can guide me through what your ideas on that, Rory?
I'm just thinking. So we go back to the documentation page. We go and we reauthorize with just the phrase, I don't know, "Hello World," anything simple.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, for the moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the debugger tool the same way we've got them on this current set that you see on the screen now, and we're going to go look at. We're going to punch the execute button or the get button, whichever it is afterwards, and we're going to see, do we get an XHR method, and does it put the phrase "my secret authorization" in that location, in the place we expect it to do when we saw it work correctly.
I love it, Rory. That's a great idea. All right, here it is.
Because to some extent, that means we're testing the page's ability to mimic the real site.
All right, here we go. So we get this. XHR is there.
Okay.
Request headers.
Yeah.
Here's my authorization.
See, what I'm hoping to see is that it isn't doing the same thing. And that would make this page defective in a way which we could accommodate for in our code and do it correctly.
So,
and
are we
actually,
saying it looks defective because we don't have any bearer?
I don't see any bearer anything there, any authorization. So maybe that's where we're at.
Okay, so
that's kind of good news.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of feeling the same thing. All right, so then we want to go back over to, let's see, the standard tool that ships with ASP.NET Core or looks just like it. Okay, thanks, Coding Gorilla. Yeah, so it looks like it's just thrown up real quickly, and that's all they got. So now what I want to do is go back over to streamloots.com, I think, get up our pages.
Where are you? We need your help.
Yeah, where are you? We need your help.
Oh, all right.
Come on, Janisku 7. I love how the guitar kicks in. 2 items. That never gets old. Janisku 7. All right, so over here in Network, I'm going to come in here and choose, I guess, Edit Collection. That's when we got, nope, it's not Edit Collection. It's Manage Collection.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Sets. Ooh, and cards. Yeah, there's the call to cards that we want.
That's more equivalent to what we were just testing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Request headers. Authorization. How you doing, Screech Rat?
Hey, Screech Rat. Hey, Janisku7. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Join the fun that is Rory and Mark scrabbling around with the REST API, desperately trying to make it respond in any way at all.
Desperately trying to get it to respond without revealing any secrets.
Well, that's
all
true.
Of those things. So I've got this authorization piece here. And so it looks like I need to add in a request header that says authorization and
with a value of
something.
bearer, yada, yada, yada.
Does bearer, do you know what bearer means in authorization, Roy? Does it have a...
Well, Coding Gorilla was alluding to it being the authorization method. So it's kind of a parameter. It means use this mechanic, I guess. Is that right?
It's a bearer token.
As opposed to maybe use this secret, use this code, use this donut, or whatever.
Do you know what this is right here? If none match?
No.
What's that?
I've not seen that before myself.
Okay.
To be fair, I should point out that maybe I'm giving the impression I know more than I do. I have seen tiny pieces of this before. Definitely not an expert.
Coding Gorilla says as opposed to basic username password, which is basic authorization.
Cool.
Okay.
That seems to work fairly well then.
Yeah. I got the ID from Twitch apps, I think is what I did. I logged into Twitch apps and got the ID, as I recall. That's where I got the Streamloots ID from. So maybe it is a bearer authorization token. Maybe it is. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see if we can do that. We'll do a request.
So we're going to try adding a single header, which is authorization, some token, and to see does that work better.
Yeah, I think, and we're going to try it from here is what we're going to try to do. And so I think it goes like what? Client, is there an add header call or something with header?
I think it's dot headers and then, or dot header and there's an add, or...
Is it default request headers? Dot add?
Maybe.
Request headers. Is there request headers? What do I got with just headers in it? Yeah, it's just that one.
Just that one, okay.
And then it takes 2, name and value. Like that, we can try. Right?
Sure.
Is that correct to you? Authorization, that's what I'm looking for, right? That.
Yes, that I'm confident is correct.
Okay.
I suspect that where your ID is one thing we can try, I think we're probably going to go back to our bearer token. In fact, Your ID does not contain the word bearer, if I'm understanding correctly. So you
right.
might want to put the word bearer on the front of that. And Coding Gorilla points out that your authorization should be capital A.
Oh, it should, even though it's lowercase in the. Come on, bearer. Wait, I'm totally. Look at me. That's what I want.
I don't think there's a colon there. That's cool.
Right, like that, just like this, bearer, and then the space. Okay, I need to create the secure string, and I need to actually pass it in here. Test get. It's going in there. Throw it here. Put that there. And what do we got back over here? Here's where we need to say new my secure string. And then we're going to get that. Okay. Oh, not Twitch.configuration. Just, I think, configuration, right? Right. Okay, there. All right. We'll see if this works. Unfortunately, I can't. If I step through this to make sure that value is coming in there, I'll have to turn this off. Is what I'll have to do.
There's only one thing that concerns me in that general vicinity, which is if you step through it and you look at the return value to determine is it a 401, is there any danger that it'll say 401 code you passed us is bad?
Gotcha. Okay. So,
and just admit it on screen. I mean, I don't think there's much chance of that. But
all right. So what I'll do is when we get to here, I might turn off for a second, take a look at it, and then show it or not. I can never type bearer. All right, so let's see what happens when we run it. It gets to there before it gets to, oh, it's called the get a string async that fails. So unauthorized. All right, give me a second to blank it out. Here you go. This is what it looks like. Right there, just so basically unauthorized.
So that's pretty much the same as we had before. So either our method is wrong or it's still not that value. Alright, what if we, now that we're using code to do this, what if we steal an active bearer value and put it in the code?
Alright, let's do it. So I guess a refresh over here maybe?
Yeah.
Here's my cards. Here's my token. Copy that. Let's duplicate that. Close that down. So break
Okay.
here. Let's run it.
Please, can we have a response other than 401? That'd be nice.
Oh. Oh. There it is.
You good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
That's data. So there's good news and bad news, isn't there? The good news is we've got some data. The bad news is in order to do this, each and every time we've got to rip the code straight out of a web page. Unless, of course, this never expires, which I guess is possible, given what we saw.
And horribly bad, if that's the case.
Yeah.
So let's just, we've got the content here. Now they must not be validating their expiration.
That's a fair point, Coding Gorilla. We did look at the expiry date, and it's passed by, well, 2 or 3 weeks. So really, that does suggest they don't care as long as it is a valid thing.
All right.
So we've got some JSON then.
Yeah, we got some JSON. All right. Let's like okay. Let's figure this out a little bit here. How we want to do this. Next step. Let's assume this does not expire. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, now I'm just getting really worried here. At the very least, I'm going to create a constant up here, bearer token. And this is making me sad. What do we need here? We're going to do, somehow we've got to have that authorization or token in there. I guess I'll keep that there. So this is going to get me the cards, is what it's going to get me.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get different responses from different specific APIs, but this is certainly data worth seeing.
It's actually an anti-pattern to dispose the HTTP client.
Really?
You want this baby to just keep around? I can do that too. I can do this.
I mean, possibly it's just a wrapper anyway, is it? Over a pool of things which don't get disposed, and therefore it's quicker to pull up and doesn't need to be disposed. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling.
Let's create a...
Don't you just love having people in the chat room like Coding Gorilla who know useful things like that?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. All right, so I'm going to just come in here once, add that bearer token to it. Now I've got it in here as a static. It's my day job, so thank goodness you're here, Coding Gorilla. I'll take it, man. Look, you know what my day job is? Trying to figure stuff out. That's what it is, and I'm like, ooh, that's my sound effect I'm making here. Okay, so now this is also, we've got this piece here, which I kind of want to come in. I want to make this an interpolated string. And I want to say maybe another constant up here. And it's going to be called set ID. With that, oh wow. That. So now I've got my set ID. I didn't drop a marker. I thought I did. Okay. There's my set ID right there. All right, let's look at it one more time. Let's run it. I just want to get a breakpoint here. Look at the data. Then I think we'll move the data into classes. I think.
Yeah.
Is what I think. All right. Or do I want to try something else? Because I really just want to add a
visualizer
card.
of some kind.
I just want to add a card is what I really want to do.
Okay.
And so, all right, so that works still. Let's go look at adding a card to the API. Create one or more new set cards. That's the one I want. So I've got an ID of the destination set. I've got some example. Is there an example? It's not showing me example. Do I have to choose try it? Oh, out. That's not good. It doesn't tell me what the... Would you agree that this appears to be kind of a serious block right here?
How do you mean, sorry? I was just looking at APIs.
No, because it doesn't show me what the sample JSON it needs for the card I want to add.
Oh, I see.
I think what I'm going to need to do is look at the data coming down and assume that it needs the exact same data coming back. In other words, the piece I get in my content here for a single card, that's what I think I need to send in my post. That's what I think I need to do. All right, let's try running one more time. See what the data is. See if we can isolate a card, just the JSON for a card itself. All right. And what's the fastest, best way to bring this up? Let's throw it over in documents and let's call this. Is it JSON in the extension that'll format, Roy, or is it JS? Do you know? What this is for VS Code?
I think JSON. I mean, JS will tell it it's JavaScript, I think.
So that won't work. All right. And it doesn't look formatted. Is there an option in here to format this that you're aware of?
You can probably get a JSON formatter just by searching, and you can do it in a web page. So if you're just looking to...
Okay. Sorry, do JSON formatter on a web page is what you said?
Yeah, if you do a search for JSON formatter, you'll probably find a page you can paste it into, hit a button, and get it looking nice at least.
Okay. Also... better. Okay, cool. Putting growth says looks like the schema is in the get call. So I'm not familiar enough to know exactly everything that means, except for I think the schema tells me what my properties are.
Yeah.
And, oh, cool. I can do this much better. Okay, so what do we got? This is the ID. I got an image file. Where are my cards? Here, I think. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, there is a card right there. That is, I think, the card from there to there. It's got an ID, action type, activated at, archived, autocomplete, created at, craftable, count, consumed, disenchanted, redeemed, total, redeemable. I don't think those are fields that I want to be maintaining. Usage statistics, also don't care about. So what do you think, Rory? If I was going to add a card, do you think I'd need all of these fields? Or do you think it'd be relaxed and it would be okay if I
think a lot of them are optional. What Coding Gorilla was suggesting is that if you look at the get call, there is a way of switching between the where was it? The execute, I think, and there's the word schema. It's very light on their documentation, the interactive page that we've been messing with. So if you open up the get that we had, and where is it now? I am not seeing it. Maybe it's a little... I was looking at a different one, and I did see the word schema. There it is. Fractionally, no, lower down. No, maybe yes. There. See the word schema beside example value. This is kind of like a language suggesting this is optional, this is not. You need so many of these, so fewer of these, I believe. So it'll tell you kind of the minimum requirements. So it might just be something like ID and name or something like that. But obviously you want graphics and so forth. No, that's the theory anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why this one's off to the side, this file view model. is kind of right. Oh, because it's an image file is what it looks like it is. Okay. So, I create, well, if I'm going to add it, I've got to add these pieces in is what I've got to do. So I've got to create something that looks like this in JSON, a JSON string that essentially builds this in. I guess my approach is, I'm thinking that the way I do it is I create a, so there's one more thing I have to do. I'm sorry, Rory, but I have to also upload an image and use that image. I want to be able to upload that image. So, all right, cool. Thanks for hitting for the schema button here. So the schema button is helpful in terms of creating the JSON string I want to send up. I get that. Can I upload an image is now my new question programmatically. Let's just look for image in here one more time. No image shows up here. So I think I will have to manually upload my images, is my take, since I don't have any images in here. The card needs an image URL. Yeah, if I come in here and I grab like this and I say edit card, and I come into edit card and I say grab an image, I can select one of these images that I've already uploaded here.
Yes.
And this is, I think, the one I'm already using for it. That one. Yeah. So the question then is, how do I get that image URL? Am I in trouble? Do I have a block now that I finally have? If I can't load an image and get its URL or whatever its ID is?
Maybe. I may have some good news on another front though. I've been looking down the list of APIs and I've found one that deals with authentication, which is, and this is an interesting piece of theory, I'm betting at this stage that Streamloots doesn't do authentication. What it does is it delegates to Twitch or Google or somebody else. So what happens is you call an API. So you've already got Twitch integration, Twitch APIs you can call to log yourself in, and you get back from that a client ID that tells Twitch who you are.
Yeah.
If you pass that client ID to this Streamloots API, I think you can get back a bearer token.
Oh, cool. I like it.
Which we can use in other things.
Cool.
So, yeah.
URI to redirect after login. You know what that is. Type a response for. Wow.
I threw the word test in there just so I could hit execute, but sure.
What is it? No, wait. What is redirect URI? Is this meaningful or no?
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I threw a rubbish value in there for the moment.
Okay. All right. That's the get. And this is going to get just an okay, I guess. It's not going to get anything. I'm not sure.
Well, if you just type some rubbish into each of the two boxes, just the client ID and the redirect, it will fail. But it when you hit the execute, you get a little bit more back. And so that's the failure, but also there's some response headers. Now I'm betting that the response body could contain the actual bearer token in the event you give it a legitimate ID. Now I'm not so sure about the redirection to another URL afterwards, but
okay.
It's all quite a bit layered at this stage. I don't know how much of a secret the Twitch client ID is.
I think it's a secret.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. That's not like my, Twitch username kind of thing. That's something else, I think. That's all right. So do you want to try this? Do you want to try it?
I don't know. It's a little bit
Dangerous to do.
I'm guessing a lot of things here. I don't know how many of them are valid. It's like sounds okay-ish.
Yeah.
Now, if you have values that you're prepared to test throwing at this, then yeah, all right, that sort of makes more sense. But I can see how, your client ID might very well be a secret.
All right.
On the other hand,
Go ahead.
if it is just an identity that nobody else could throw at this API, because at the end of the day, it needs Twitch to validate you.
Right.
And if you haven't validated, then it won't do that for anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm just not 100% sure. I'm going to set my computer on fire right now. I'm just going to light a little fire over there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Fred, get something hot over there?
It's like, what are you doing, man? What? All right, let's start right up. All right, we're going to stop the fire. Return hair error 404. Yeah. Okay, so I think there's things that I'm going to try once I'm not live streaming.
Sure.
That's what I think I'm going to do. I think we're going to end the episode here is what I think we're going to do. I think we're kind of got close. We didn't get a lot. Sometimes that happens in coding.
We have some theories, but they're not easy to play out live.
Yeah. So
that's the trouble.
I'm going to go play around with this stuff off screen is what I'm going to do. Rory, I'm going to say thanks so much for your time. We ended before
pleasure. Rory
is gone. Yeah, I think we are. We're going to do it. End before it. I'm going to start a raid.
Wow.
Cody Gorilla, thanks so much. Screech Rat Pudding. Screech Rat, why do you have 39,999 times 40,000? I want to try. What's going on there? Is there something I got to do there? What do we got out there? Let's send it to Coded Live. Let's see what Coded Live's doing. It looks like there's something interesting over there. Start the raid. Let's see what. Actually, let's listen in on him for a second. They got code up.
At some point, I don't know if we'll get to the point.
We're gonna do it. We'll raid you over at Coded Live. Thanks for bearing with us today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be a little bit smarter, Rory. That's my hope. And
cool.
And thanks again for everybody for helping out. Chat, appreciate it.
Indeed.
Thanks, Coding Gorilla. All right, see you guys tomorrow.